Yeah. The LMS access is different for CEP and CCP. Little difference. Hello. Hello.
Hello. Hello.
Yes, hello. Yeah, with you.
Yeah, yeah. Just now I shared the slide for the first sections. There was some miscommunication. Okay, he'll be updating in the LMS as per this soon. Okay, now you can just download the PDF from the WhatsApp which I shared.
Okay, I will. Okay, I will download.
Okay. Can you see the PDF now which I shared? Hello.
Yeah.
Uh, See, these are the contents of the course. Okay, this is common for the both CCP and CEP. Okay, CEP, what I said, no, in that one, estimation topic and the project control, this earned value will be a little bit more. So you need to focus on this too. Okay. So we will follow the same pattern. 6 sections. The training will be done on the 6 sections: cost estimation, planning and schedule, progress and cost control, project management, economic analysis, statistics. Okay. So I will be last time which I said I'll be rushing through the theories, and you need to go. You need to memorize the theories, and we will spend more time on solving the problems. Okay. So any doubt as on now which I discussed regarding the exam or the regarding the preparation? Hello.
No, like we remember in your introduction class, you advised to like the class starting will be the date we have to decide for the exam date.
Yeah,
So
exactly. What I said, you guys make a plan when you're planning to write the exam. So after completing the training, again you're going after a few months, you're again registering. Then again you're refreshing the all this stuff. It will be difficult for you to pass the exam. So what I'm suggesting, go and register in the AAC. Okay. So while doing the training itself, you can memorize you can start preparing for the exam. So immediately after the training, in couple of weeks, you can appear for the examination. That will be the best way to pass the exam. If you keep on postponing the thing, it will not happen. Okay. See, the people who passed my pattern of preparation, they have passed in the examination also. Okay. Spend more time on the problems, spend more time on which mock questions which I'm sharing. Okay, I'll be giving 6 more questions. You need to prepare, you need to memorize all the mock questions and certification gate. Okay. You don't want to go through the entire that AAC study material, all this stuff. On the presentation and the mock questions and certification gate questions. That is more than enough to pass the exam.
Oh, that's good.
So first section is the cost. So here we are learning more about the what is the cost, what is the different types of cost in a project, like indirect cost, direct cost, all this stuff we are learning. And in this topic, 2, 3 types of problems are there, like break-even analysis and minimum order quantity. All this stuff will be there. Okay. So in this topic, you will be knowing what are the direct cost, indirect cost, fixed cost, variable cost, and application of life cycle costing. The cost elements to measure, apply, record general total activities and asset cost. Okay. What are the different types of cost in our project? We'll be having the material project cost, labor cost, and overhead cost will be there. Other indirect cost will be there, right?
Yeah.
So what is direct cost? See, direct cost is the which is solely purpose of completing a particular activity. Okay. Suppose it's a the cost which can be measured against the activity of the project. Suppose if you have uh, a CMA package project, okay, someone is doing a uh, excavating activity for putting the pipes. Okay, it is a direct activity or indirect activity.
Direct.
Okay. Suppose he's putting the pipe for the camp facility. So in that scenario, it is a direct activity or indirect activity. Indirect cost or direct cost.
Facilities, temporary establishment, maybe indirect.
Yeah. Yeah. So that is indirect cost. Same thing. It can be class same activity. It can be classified in direct or indirect based on the nature of the work. Okay. So you understood the concept of the direct cost. Whichever cost is associated directly to the particular activity of a project. Suppose that you are putting the cam that is for the entire for the project. It's not related to the particular activity. So it's an indirect cost.
In end
So
product.
there are 4 types of direct cost are the labor cost, material cost, equipment cost, and subcontract cost. Okay. Subcontract cost the we'll say that instead of doing by us some activities we directly subcontract some other companies. So it is also a direct cost. So labor cost mainly the basic wages and their overtime, their additional fringe features like government medical insurance, all this stuff will be coming in the uh, direct cost for the labor cost. And equipment cost. Equipment cost if you're hiring any equipment for the project or instead of if you're purchasing any equipment, we'll be charging the depreciation to the project. Even the maintenance cost and its fuel cost, all this stuff will come in the direct equipment cost. subcontract cost. Uh, this same thing, the same thing I said. So if you have a CMA package in that civil, I am subcontracting some portion of civil activity to some subcontractor. That is also a direct cost. But if you are subcontracting the CAM facility, it is not a direct subcontract cost. It's an indirect cost. So indirect cost is like tax, profit, those overhead contingencies, and staff salary. All this stuff comes in the indirect cost. So overhead, see, the indirect cost we can classify into two types. One is the site overhead and the head office overhead. So the procurement related activities, all this procurement, head office support, and finance team, all these things comes under the head office overhead. And in the site, the staff salary and transportation and accommodation facilities, all this stuff will comes under the site overhead. Okay. And apart from that, one thing is the escalation. Escalation will come under the indirect cost. Okay. Do you know what is escalation?
Increase in prices of commodities or services, maybe.
Yeah.
I mean,
So
regular increase.
suppose you have a project like mechanical project. Uh, in that one around your quantity, it's a fabrication, structural fabrication. Okay. It's for the 5 years contract. The project is in the 5 years. Overall production in the 5 years, you need to do around 50,000 metric ton structural fabrication you need to do in 5 years. So you will not be purchasing the entire structural material in the first year, right? 50,000 you will not be purchasing the entire steel from the vendors in the first year. You will be procuring in the progressive base, right? Hello, hello.
It depends about the project situation. Maybe we will purchase it and keep it in our store.
Yeah, but if you're purchasing the entire material and keeping in the store, it will your affect the it will affect your cash flow. No? So you will be recording in the based on your production. You will be based on that only. Will be procuring the material, right? So you are taking from the past 5 years trend. How every year the price is changing.
5% maybe.
Hmm?
What was the
See,
question
so
again?
no, in the last 5 years, from the last 5 years, you are taking the trend, how the price is increasing for the steel. So based on that, I think s- someone is drawing in my presentation, I think. Hello? Okay. Hello?
Yeah, I thought you were highlighting.
No, I am not highlighting actually. Okay. Uh, See, the escalation is if you're monitoring the last 5 years, every year, suppose if you take 5% increase is there. Okay. So how we'll calculate? So if you're planning to purchase the material, the 50,000 metric ton, you are every year you're going to purchase 10,000 you need to going to purchase. Okay. So there's an escalation is there. Every year 5% escalation is there. So first year, if it is $1, the first year 5% increase means $1 multiplied by 1.05. 105% you are multiplied. Okay. The second year escalation, how will you calculate the second year escalation? Again, you need to multiply it by 1.05. So every year 5% increase means first year it will be 5%. From there, suppose $100. Okay, 5% increase means after completing the first dollar, it will be after completing the first year, it will be $105. Okay. The second year, what will happen? Again, 5% increase means It's increase of the 5% on the 105, not $100. So if it is escalation is 5% in it is in the 5 years means you need to multiply 1.05 one again into one multiplied 1.05 like that 5 times you need to multiply. You understood the concept?
Understood.
Hello?
Only one question, like this can be any price, excluding tax, including tax, or is it too
Yeah,
early
this
to
is
ask all that?
no,
No.
these are excluding tax. The price escalation will be excluding the tax. Okay.
Base rate, base price.
Yeah, base price. Tax will be calculated on the overall thing.
Noted.
Not making a mistake. It will not make much difference. Okay. If it is at 20% is the tax, okay, $100, so 120. We have to multiply, including the tax. Or at the last, you need to take the 20% tax. Both are same, no?
Okay.
So while doing the multiplication, you have to be careful. So these are the cost structuring for the indirect cost, like salaries, the engineering, and this salaries for the staff. One second, we'll come back.
Hello, anyone is
Hello? Hello?
Yes, tell me.
Yeah, yeah. We'll start. See, these are the major indirect costs which will be in the project, like project director cost, construction manager, all the staff categories cost will be considered as the indirect cost. Okay. And temporary facilities, all these things will be laid on area and the pickup, the staff vehicle, and the bus used for the transportation of the laborers. All these things comes under the indirect cost. So this is the cost structure. Okay, for the construction project, there will be direct cost, indirect cost. The direct cost, labor, material, equipment, and subcontract, and the indirect cost, taxes, risk, overhead, escalation, and the contingency will be there. So the contingency means the here this contingency is like the management contingencies. Okay, regarding the contingencies, I will explain further. Okay, and what are fixed cost? Fixed costs are expense whose total does not change in proportion to the activity of a business project within the relevant time period of a scale or production. And the fixed office rent, fixed crane, all these things comes under the fixed cost. The fixed cost, variable cost, all these things comes under the production industry. Okay. So variable costs are the expenses that change in proportion to the activity. So suppose if you have a manufacturing unit, so there the fixed cost is like the rent of the facility, the cost of the EOT crane, all these things will be comes under the fixed cost. What will be the variable cost? The direct manpower which we are using to produce the production, which is produce the item that is the variable cost. So the manpower cost will be variable cost, right? For example, the cost of the tool used to stamp a metal ball it's a direct fixed cost that is incurred whether the 100 or the 10,000 item produced. The cost of the tool used to finish the concrete foundation are indirect fixed cost since they can be reused on other concrete finishing work. And the variable cost. The cost of material used to form a metal ball in the direct variable cost since the amount varies within the quantities produced. So electricity will be indirect variable cost. See, regarding the direct cost and variable cost, we will go through further while doing the what to say while doing this break-even analysis. Okay,
Okay.
while doing the break-even analysis problem, you uh, will get the more about the this direct and variable cost. Now, just I'm brushing through the theory. And the cost accounting. So accounting, you will be knowing what is cost accounting in your system, in your ERP or the SAP. You will be accounting the cost everything in one some cost codes, right? Like receivables, inventory, site preparation, electric system, everything is like the accounting tree. They'll be having some codes. So that is called the code of accounts or the cost accounts. The cost element and cost structuring. For the cost management, so the estimation, trending, forecasting, life cycle costing is important. What is cost estimation? Cost estimation is a cost estimate predicts the resource requirement for activity to create an asset or the cost associated with it. For accurate cost estimate, it is important to have the well-defined scope, cost element, structure, historical information, expert judgment. So what is cost estimation? Anyone knows what is estimation?
Forecasting.
So how we will estimate for a project?
So check the project scope and give a predict for the cost.
Rough
No,
estimate, accurate.
no. Actually, in the estimation now is no. It's not. First, we will quantify the items required for the project. Even its material, labor, equipment, everything we will quantify. Man hours, everything we will quantify. So if you have a big BOQ, everything we will quantify all the required for this project. Man hour, material, machinery, everything we'll quantify. After that, what we will do? Then we'll cost it for the manpower, how much staff, how much, everything will be cost it. 1 second.
Based on predicted price, not actual.
Second. Can you see my whiteboard?
No.
Can you see the whiteboard now?
Yes.
Okay. So for an item, what you will do if you have a BOQ, you'll be having a BOQ for the CMEI package, Civil Mechanical Electrical and Instrumentation package. Okay. So in that one, excavating and mechanical piping. So what you will do, all this activity, you will arrive at the manpower, equipment, and what to say, other things, direct items. Everything will arrive the direct against the quantity. What are the direct manpower, equipment, the material required for the project? Everything will arrive. What all the things required for the project? Everything arrive. So after that, what you will do for this for this quantity? How much staff is required? Right? How much staff is required? Accommodation? How much for these people? Everything we will quantify it. Then we will cost it. Everything we'll put a unit rate, manpower unit rate this much, crane one crane. So we'll identify 50-ton crane, 10 numbers are required for 20 months. Okay. So 1 month, what is the higher charges? So everything we'll put a unit charge, we'll cost it. Then we'll be getting the total cost of the project. On top of that, adding the we'll be adding the margin. What is the margin? 5% or 10% will margin. So margin can be we can put against the margin 10% against the cost or the 10% on the profit. So regarding that, I will take regarding the markup, all this stuff. I will come back to next step. Okay. So you understood what is estimation. We should have a defined scope. Then we have to structure that cost elements, direct and indirect, and in the direct material, equipment, and uh, manpower, we need to quantify it, then we need to cost it. Then we will arrive the total cost of the project. Then on top of that, we will add our margin. The cost trending uses historic information as a basis to estimate resource cost to complete an activity or an asset. It refers to a historic information to find information is like how much did we spend and fixing tile on the past 6 months and how much square meter tile has been fixed. So this is based on the past, it's like a productivity. So how much in the past, how much cost we incurred for doing the suppose 20 square meter tile fixing. Okay, so further we have 100 square meter is for the balance to do. So how much will be incurring? That is called the cost trending. Cost forecasting. It's also similar like a trending only. Estimating focus on the estimating the future activities asset, but forecasting the future expenditure will be predicted based on the past cost performance. Like estimate to complete, estimated completion, variance at completion. So all these things will cover in the earned value. Okay. Earned value method will be doing all this stuff. Okay. In the project controls. So in this section, cost section, everywhere we are there giving the introduction about all the topics for the CCP. It's a general idea in the giving in the cost section. So life cycle costing. What is life cycle costing? Life cycle costing, if you're purchasing equipment, from the purchase cost, mobilization cost, the maintenance cost, and after the scrapping the equipment. So till we sell out the material, till we sell out the asset, that is called the life cycle costing. Suppose if you take a crane, so life cycle cost of the crane, how it will be? Purchase cost, bringing cost incurred for the bringing the crane to the site, and the maintenance cost. And apart from that, this if you want to sell out the equipment, so cost incurred for that one and breakdown cost, all these things is called the life cycle costing. Cost versus pricing. So cost is the money which we are incurring. Pricing is what we are selling it. And there's a tools and techniques for the pricing, like pricing strategy, sales and revenues, business economic ratio. It's like a return on investment, return on sales, and break-even analysis. These are the technique for the pricing. So if you want to, if you're doing some business, okay. So what all basis we will calculate. So how much return we are getting, what we are investing, and how much if you are selling this much quantity, how much profit you are making, and we invested some suppose $1 million you invested. So when that $1 million will cover, okay, return we will get it. Apart from our cost, how much additional money will get against our investment. So based on that, based on these kind of scenarios, we will be doing the planning the business, right? And the bidding, there are two types of bidding. Is the one is a type one bidding and another one is a type two bidding. It's like type one bidding is we are bidding with the proper margin, everything. We are we already have established in the market, so we need to do a project in a profitable way. And type two bidding is nothing but we need to in order to manage our indirect cost, in order to convey in the market that we are established in the market, we are doing the market to make sure that we are available in the market. For that, we will not be charging any profit on that one. We just to manage our costs, we'll be taking up the projects. That is called the type 2 bidding. Simple return on investment. So rate of return or rate on investment is the ratio of money gained or lost on an investment in relative to the amount of money invested. So it's a simple layer. ROI is like gains minus investment divided by the total investment. That is the simple ROI. There is other thing is called the complex ROI. So these formulas will not be given during the examination. This and all you need to memorize it. So average yearly profit during the earning life divided by the original fixed investment plus the working capital. That is the complex ROI formula.
Sorry, what's the working capital?
Suppose you need to start a construction company. Okay. So you should have some initial investment, no? Like the you need to recruit the people, you should have the office setup, all these things before getting the project, you should have some money in your hand, right? So initial investment
So it's
for
investment.
the project.
It's initial investment before starting the project to
No,
prepare
initial
the area.
investment for see, you started the company. See, the initial investment to run the project. So you will be getting the money later stage only, right?
Yes.
So you have at least you are doing a project. You should have some money to mobilize the people, visa cost, all these things. Once the people comes to the site, once the equipment comes to the site, once they start doing the work, after the month end, you will be submitting the bill. After certification, it will take 60, 90 days to get the money. After that, only your money will come. After that, the cash flow will start. Apart from, you should have some money in your hand, no, to run the show.
Okay,
Hello?
got it. Okay, thank you. Got it.
So actually, in our projects, construction projects, normally we'll get advance payment. So the net delta, so the delta amount only you take as a working capital. Understood. For the construction projects. So these formulas you just go through it. What is return of investment? All these things. It's a very simple straight questions. Okay. We'll go to the break-even analysis. What is a break-even analysis? Anyone knows?
Point where positive and negative cash flow might be equal.
Yeah. Actually, it's like where the point where there is no loss and no profit. Okay, understood. Suppose if I will talk in a very layman language. Okay, suppose you have a bakery. Okay, what is the investment for starting the bakery? It's let it be $100,000. That is overall investment for the shop, all this interior, all these things, 100,000. So each the bakery is selling, we are selling only one product. So each product is having $1 margin is there. Okay. Apart from the cost, if you are selling for $10, so if you are selling for $10, $1 margin is there. So when you will be reaching the break even? My investment is $100,000 and each product I am having $1 margin. So when I will be reaching the break even? Hello. After selling 100,000 quantity, I'll be reaching the break even, right? So each product I'm having $1 margin. So when I'll be reaching the break even after selling $100,000. So by my investment, I got it back, right? So once I get the $100,000, that is the point where there is no profit and loss.
Okay.
1 second.
Hello.
Okay. So the break-even analysis, we need to understand a few terms like selling price, variable cost, contribution margin, fixed cost, unit. Okay. So a break-even analysis is very simple thing, but it's a 100% sure question. You will get minimum 4 marks in this only on the break-even analysis. Actually, for the break-even analysis, two types of break-even analysis. The for the one is for the continuous production, one is for the discrete production. So what is a continuous production units?
Manufacturing any like finished goods, machine manufacturing,
Yeah, that is a discrete production. It's one item we are producing. Continuous production is
automobile.
like the power plant, our refinery. All these things are the part of a continuous production. It cannot be stopped, right? We can only just reduce the production only. We cannot stop a refinery or a power plant. Maybe for the maintenance period, some shutdown thing is there. Even though one part will be running, the complete plant the plant they will not be shut down, right? They'll be just reducing the production, right? That is a continuous unit. Okay.
Okay.
So this is the formula for the break-even point. What I said, this is the number of unit to be produced to reach break-even is equal to fixed cost. What is my fixed cost is what? My initial investment. Okay. Divided by selling price divided by variable cost. What is variable cost? The cost we incurred to produce one item. Hello?
Directly attributable to the item,
Yeah, directly attributable to the item.
directly or indirectly, but variable.
Yeah,
Here discussion. Okay, variable only. Okay.
variable cost. Directly attributable to the item. If you wear dye or whatever maybe anything what which you are producing. Okay. Break even revenue. What is break even revenue? Break even quantity multiplied by the selling price. That is a break even revenue. Apart from that, what is the new break even point if I need to get the desirable profit? So what you need to do in the fixed cost plus I need to add the profit I required, then divided by the contribution margin. What is contribution margin? Nothing but selling price minus variable cost. See, here you need to make a formula book for the while preparing itself. You need to make a A4 sheet paper with you. Okay, while taking the class, you need to note down the formulas and to write down all those formulas. It's you have to keep a formula book. Okay, that formulas every day whenever getting time, you just read it and you have to memorize that one. Okay. Otherwise, during the exam, it will be difficult for you. Hello? Understood.
Yes,
Noted.
yeah.
That's the manufacturing widget. Each unit retail at $5. It costs you $2 to make each one, and the fixed cost of the period is $750. So, what is the break-even point? So, the selling price is $5. If the variable cost is $2, and the fixed cost is $750. So, one item I am making a margin of $3. So, in order to reach the break-even point, how many items I need to sell?